Hey, Shalom. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. Striving for the hopeful elect, enduring all afflictions and seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. This is Yahweh Tazar, just coming back with another video. I just want to go into some scriptures regarding, it's going to tie in with everything that's going on right now in the world, in the earth, regarding this whole the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, digital ID, everything just becoming more via technology, Bluetooth, NFC, the NFC, all that different stuff, Wi-Fi, all that stuff is leading to the RFID, which is mark of the beast. And we all know what it says. Matter of fact, let me bring it out. This is Revelations chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right. So what does that mean? That if you don't receive that mark, no man might buy or sell. That means that you're gonna be like an outcast, and then basically you're gonna be considered a bum, homeless, off the grid. And then what else does that mean? Is that how you gonna eat? And that's the premise of the video, is regarding a dream that I had. I had a little bit before, I believe one I had before the Day of Atonement, and then I had another one maybe a week or 2 weeks prior, after that, Salakia, after that. I think maybe like a week and a half after Day of Atonement. But basically in the dream, the first one, it was me and another brother and another individual that I don't believe has any kind of significance into what was being shown to me. There was things being shown to me of that individual, but the main point was this, is like, so we're in the dream, it was nighttime, we were outside, and I was looking up into the sky, and I was seeing chariots move, and they were like very close to in our atmosphere, in our space. And I was pointing it out, like, look, telling the brothers, like, look, it's the chariots of the Most High. And he ends up shining a light, and you can't see him because, at night you got to have all light off. But for whatever reason, he shined a flashlight up into the sky, and you could not see anything. And I was telling him, hey, turn it off. So he finally turned it off, and the chariots were there. They were moving. There was a bunch. And then I ended up walking around in the grass, and out of nowhere, something falls from the heavens onto the grass. And I say, look, it's manna. I was like, look, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gave us manna. But when I got close to it, it resembled, it was white, and it was right, but it was white rice, but it was in a bundle. It was like in a pile. And the other brother came up, reached into it, and pulled out a drumstick. We laughed about it, whatever. That was that dream. In the dream, we laughed. So then, I thought about it. I was like, what? Maybe it's just, I don't know. So then, Day of Atonement came and all this stuff, and then I had another dream where I was leading another guy that he knows of the truth in my city, but I think he fell under IUIC, that group, years back. I don't know if he still believes or what he's doing exactly regarding his faith. But the last time I spoke to him, maybe like last year, he was saying that he didn't bow down to nobody but the Most High and the Son. Which we already know IUIC, they don't call on Yahweh Shai. So anyways, that individual was in my dream, and I was leading him to the back of the house. And again, there was manna. And I was showing him, I was like, look, check it out. It's manna. And you know, I watch the videos of brothers and stuff like that, and we read the scriptures, and we see, because it's going to be one thing reading it and actually going through it. It always is. But if the Lord's with you, he's gonna keep you in the way. You know, he's gonna keep you in safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna keep you there. Look, let me bring this one out real quick. Salat. This is in the book of Psalms. Let me see. This is in the book of Psalms 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. All right. So the Lord's going to keep you in that way. He's going to keep you flourishing. You know, he's going to keep you hydrated. He's going to keep you nourished. Okay. And you have to have that faith and believe that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to take care of you as he did the Israelites when they came out of Egypt. Okay. When they came out of Egypt, they were in the wilderness for 40 years. And a lot of them died because of the rebellion. And then also the ones that had faith, they obeyed, and they were fed manna. They were given water from the rock that Moses was commanded to strike with the staff. And therefore they were given water. The water was made sweet by the casting in with wood, a certain type of wood that made the water, it purified it, and it was good to drink. Which I don't know if a lot of brothers know, but I don't know of me off the top. I don't know of any particular types of woods or bark, but I know there's moringa seed. The moringa seed, you crack the shell and you throw it in the water, and that the moringa seed will purify that water. You can do your research on it, whatever you know, you can, and you'll find that out. Also, if you can take like 1 to 5 moringa seeds a day. It's going to help you out with, it has different medicinal benefits for our body. But also, if you chew on that moringa seed, you take a drink of water, your whole mouth is going to sweeten up. Okay, it's just something I wanted, you know, I felt like sharing with you, since I mentioned that regarding the water being made sweet when there was a casting of the wood, and during the time of the Israelites out there in the wilderness, after their exile or the departure from the deliverance from Egypt. So he's gonna make sure that you're straight, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, as long as you abide within his ways and keep the faith. Okay, but if you don't take that chip, you're not gonna have any type. You're gonna be an outcast. You're gonna be, in the eyes of him, a fugitive, a wanted man, according to Eve. Adawamium, you're gonna be looked at as a wanted man. All right, as a bum, as a you know, everything that's frowned upon. Let me get this one other scripture. Let's see. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4. Verse 9, for I think that the Most High has set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Yahushua Mashiach's sake, but you are also wise in Yahushua Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. We are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour we both hunger, thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place, and labor, working with our own hands. Being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and are the offscouring of all things unto this day. I write not these things to you to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you, because this is what's going to come. This is actually going to happen. Right now, yes, in the minds and the eyes of people that don't know what to make their what's the word? Their presumptuous thoughts, thinking that we don't have a life, or we don't have, jobs, or, we don't pay our bills, taxes, and stuff like that. But it's going to come to a point where we're actually going to be outcast in this society, for real. So, but you got to keep your faith. It's not to put fear in you in that way, but it's to warn you and to exhort and admonish you. But at the same time, it is the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. This is Hebrews. I believe it's Hebrews or Romans. Let me see. Yeah, it's Hebrews 11. Yeah, Hebrews 11. Let's see here. Hebrews 11 and 12. But if you read Hebrews 11 and 1, it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. Verse 6, but without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So you have to have faith. That faith is what's going to sustain you in that time. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. Going down to Hebrews 11 and 32. And what shall I say more? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, Barak, Samson, and Japhet, Jephthah, and David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouth of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting the deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover of bonds and imprisonments. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and dens, in caves of the earth. And these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise, having God having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. So even everything was written for our learning. So all the men of the Lord, they went through these things. They were persecuted. They were chased out into the wilderness. They had to depend on Yahweh Shem Yahushua to feed them and take care of them. Let's see. This is let's see. Hold up. Okay, I got that one. But you know what? Matter of fact, let me bring this main one out real quick. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and visit them that dwell upon the earth. I'm gonna jump down to verse 22. And suddenly shall be sown places appear sown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall be suddenly afraid. So the storehouses are going to be found empty. You ain't going to have access to them, because you ain't going to have the RFID chip to gain access to them grocery stores. Okay? Yeah, are there going to be limited stock? Yes, but there are also a lot of these businesses are shutting down, especially if they're locally owned, and it's going to be the main corporations that are going to be thriving, but they're going to fall under exactly that system. All right. See, I'm trying to bring out this one. I don't want to. Yeah, let me see. Okay, no. So basically, it's a when Elijah, Jezebel sought after to kill him, and Elijah fled. You know what I'm saying? And he took refuge in the wilderness. As I believe it's in 1 Kings 19:4. But he himself went a journey's day into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree, and he requested for him that he might die, and said, "It is enough. Now, O Yahweh, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers." And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, "Arise and eat." And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again. And the angel of Yahweh came again the second time, and touched him, and said, "Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee." And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of God. So it's just like, even when you go into the time in with Moses in the wilderness, when they were given that manna, it was nutritious for them. It was able to sustain them for several days, if I'm not mistaken. So this is pretty much like the same account. It doesn't say it's manna, but it says the cake baking on the coals, because even the manna they were able to bake it. All right, but there were specific rules dealing with the manna, because I believe they would take whatever portion they took that day, that morning, that evening, and then they had to eat it before the next day, or else it would rot. But the angel of the Lord fed Elijah, and it said that it strengthened him and sustained him for 40 days and 40 nights until Horeb, unto Horeb, the mount of God. And he came thither unto a cave and lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him. And he said unto him, "What doest thou here, Elijah?" And he said, "I have been very jealous for the Lord power of hosts. For the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thy altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I, am left, and they seek my life to take it away." That was referring to the main one was Jezebel. She hated Elijah, because Elijah killed 400 of the false prophets of Baal. All right, and basically that's what the men of the Lord on the highways and the byways are doing. They're slaying and destroying all these false prophets, all these false doctrines, all these imaginations that rise up against the knowledge and the knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. They're being cast down, destroyed, dismantled, showing that they have no value. You know, they're being discredited by the spirit and the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, the word, the Bible. Okay, so basically, the Lord took care of Elijah. You know, he fled. He was in fear because Jezebel was out to kill him. This is Isaiah 64:11. But you are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Talking about RFID chip. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear. But did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. See? So the Lord's going to take care of the elect. Lord willing, I'm part of that number. You brothers out there, y'all stay strong. Keep the faith. Till next time, I want to say shalom.